Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mist and welcome to my Plunder Patrol testing video. I'm not going to lie to you, at first I was kind of skeptical about this deck. I thought it was maybe kind of underwhelming, maybe it was just hype, maybe people thinking, always kind of saying like, oh, TCG exclusives are the shit, this deck is going to be good one day, and I was like, I'm not too sure about that, but now that I see that when it does get support, it's actually pretty decent support, like Raven Wing was a fantastic card. It's actually crazy the amount of things you can do when you're good enough with Plunder Patrol, and I feel like I suck with Plunder Patrol because obviously it's my first time ever playing this deck, and I was able to do fantastic things with it. So yeah, before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. Yeah, let's jump right into it. So replay number 1, I believe I'm going second? No, I'm actually going first. Well, I mean, I just go normal summon, set, compose, pass. He has he has a weird hand because he has the 2 bricks for Red Eyes Fusion, which obviously are a risk that you have to take. Otherwise, everybody would be playing Dragoon in every single one of their decks. But for some reason, it's kind of okay for him because... Oh, wait, hold on. I think he actually plays a Dark Magician deck. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's weird. Dark Magician, Eldlich. Yeah, I don't really see the synergy, but hey. Okay, so basically Dark Magician for him isn't a brick, but Red Eyes was a brick, so it was pretty much just 1 brick. I guess he must have played multiple copies of Dark Magician. Anyways, this Xyz is just so good, man. Banishing the Magician Souls here, and then I just get so many plays going, man. It's my opponent's turn, and look at how many plays I'm doing. My opponent Eldlich is the wrong card. I feel like he really should have... I mean, to be fair, yeah, well, there was no way for me to tell that this was an Eternal Soul, so I was like, oh, I'm relaxed. It's not the end of the world, so now I go Field Spell, pitch Field Spell. I don't want to get rid of Pankratops. It's a good card in the grind game, and obviously I'm playing against a control deck, so there is going to be a grind game. Now I get to summon this useless vanilla monster, but... it's fine because it's a good card in the graveyard, and now that I can actually equip it for my Muerk, that's the name of the Xyz, I get to also draw another card, so Skullmeister again, which I guess can negate Skull Servant and Eldlich the Golden Lord again, and all of the Golden Land, like, trap cards, but right now it's not going to be too relevant, so he searched Dark Magic attack before. This is kind of devastating, not gonna lie, Compose, and I can't really use Compose on anything. I mean... Yeah, there's no reason to compose my own cards. I really want to have the Link monster available for next turn because I really want to draw 1 extra card during my opponent's turn and my own turn. So that's the reason why I actually summoned another Link. The Link is so overpowered, man. Thank you so much to my opponent for conveniently putting a blue boy in the graveyard. I love you so much, man. Every time they get like a water monster on the field or graveyard, they're like, oh yes, thank you. The Link is the best, man. Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just gonna do my plays. This is ridiculous. You know you've won when you're actually starting to summon all of your big boys in Plunder Patrol, and technically when you think about it, it's exactly what the deck is supposed to be doing in the first place. So this is way more than enough for game. The last card is just another brick. You need like Dark Magician. I hate those cards, man. Just anything that's like relies on Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Even if it says like banish every card your opponent controls, it's garbage, man. It's too situational and it's not something that you can rely on. Anyways, replay number 2. Alright, now I'm going second. Red Eyes Fusion Ash. Nice normal summon. Nice Apprentice. And, yeah, just nice deck. This Magician Souls is, like, completely, irrelevant now. You can't do anything about it. And, yeah, I guess he's just scooping. Top deck Magician Souls, that's kind of good. So, Souls Rod, that's kind of the dream setup when you think about it. It's like, out of every... By the way, I just don't get the synergy with Eldlich and something like Eternal Soul. It's not even like you could go, I'm just gonna pop my Eternal... Well, send my Eternal Soul to the graveyard. I guess Eldlich is like indestructible by card effect, even by your own card effect, but because of the fact that I had Compose, Called by the Grave, Punishment, and Strike, my opponent, I guess, scooped for a reason, but I feel like he shouldn't have scooped just like that because his top deck was actually a pretty decent card. But yeah, anyways, next group. Going second, Red Eyes Fusion Ash again! My god, it's not the same guy, by the way. This time it's actually an Invoked something, man. Invoked Eldlich. It's actually getting annoying, man. I don't even care what deck you're playing, but when I see this bullshit, Red Eyes Fusion, it just ruins my day. Anyways, I want to crack down this on resolution. I don't even want him to have it in the graveyard in the first place, or I don't want to necessarily waste a strike on Alistair. I feel like that's kind of bad value, because if he hard drew Invocation, which was the case here, by the way, and it's funny because this was my initial thought process. I was like, I want to play around the possibility of him already hard drawing another, like an Invocation, because now half of his hand is completely useless. He has 2 Invocation with no way to Alistair. I confiscated his Alistair, and he does not have a way to just attack over my Alistair. So because of that, there's no way he can really play. Next turn, if I really want to play it safe, I can make a rank 4. I think the Plunder Patrol is technically generic as long as you have at least 1 Plunder Patrol, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I have a lot of follow-up, I mean, a lot of, I guess, plays, and yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed that I win next turn. So yeah, anyways, well, I mean, it's eventually guaranteed that I win the grind game. Anyways, let's get into the next one. I'm going second again, so Alistair, I obviously have to ash that, because if I don't, he makes Merkaba, and the other cards that he makes, well, he's going to get access to, they're going to be like through interruptions, so there is never a reason not to ash Alistair, unfortunately. Yeah, except if you want to ash like the Meltdown, but that's also kind of dangerous because they can also draw like Alistair, or they can have Gamma since they don't control a monster on their field yet. Gamma, by the way, this card's pretty annoying. You're going to see why. No, I don't want to necessarily say soon enough, but don't worry. Oh, by the way, this is literally the dream setup for Plunder Patrol. When you see them with 2 Eldlich and no interruptions, it's game over. If you summon the Xyz monster on your turn, you banish 1 Eldlich, and then on their turn, you banish the other Eldlich. Good luck playing with 2 less Eldlich in your deck. How many Eldliches does he... well, Eldliches. How many Eldlich the Golden Lord does he play? A grand total of 2! Oh, let's go! Okay, yeah, literally, if you banish 2 Eldlich to the Golden Lord, all of these cards are just completely useless. Half of his deck is unplayable. Hand traps are not a win condition. They're not going to get you there. By the way, why is he playing Magician Souls with Dark Magician as the target when he's playing Red Eyes Fusion? It doesn't really work. Unless he's trying to, I guess, normal summon Magician Souls, but at this point, if you're using your normal summon on something like Souls, first of all, it conflicts with Alistair, but also, you might as well just play Curry Bandit at this point, so... yeah. Anyways, I think he's just going to kind of scoop it up when he's going to see the writing on the wall, like me just getting access to my rank 4 Xyz and playing from there. Also, I draw 1 card with this Link monster. It's so good. This field spell is insane recursion, man. I get back the field spell from the graveyard, which is already a +1, and I bounce back and equip Plunder Patrol, which sometimes I don't even care if it's like an equip, I just want it back in my hand. Like this guy, for example, Whitebeard, I really wanted him in my hand so I can actually pitch it again, banish another card, and special summon my monster from my deck. So the synergy is real. Just banishing all those Eldlich the Golden Lords is the best feeling ever. I don't even have to go after the stupid Conquistador, Aquero, etc. Just as long as I get rid of that Eldlich, I am Gooch, so... pretty nice. Let's get into the next one. I'm going second again against Shaddolls this time. Interesting, huh? Shaddoll Fusion, pretty nasty, man. Alongside Beast, freaking Rish Shaddoll Wendy. I feel like at this point he could have just made Apkalone. That would have been good enough. And then after making Apkalone, he links it off into like Cross Sheep. That would have been exactly 3 summons if I recall correctly. Well, actually, no, 4 summons because Rish Shaddoll Wendy could actually summon something. And then you would have to pitch 1 card. But for some reason, he decided to go with the Construct route. I don't see why you would do that. Just Apkalone kind of gets you farther. Because, okay, sure, the Mathematician could have pitched, like, Hedgehog. And then you search for Squamata. Apkalone search Schism. And then pitch the Squamata. Then Squamata would actually send something else. I don't know what exactly, maybe, not Shaddoll Core. Whatever, I mean, he had plays for days. I have no idea why he's... This is just so underwhelming. The card he drew off of Shaddoll Beast was Infinite Impermanence, which is insanity. And trust me, man, if, like, Shaddolls can do way more than that, especially with the hand that he had. He had an extremely above-average hand, and obviously I topped... I draw my hand shops with, like, Extravagance. That's just beautiful, man. And for turn, I'm like, yeah, the moment when I need them the most, huh? Anyways, why am I lagging so much, by the way? Jesus, this is ridiculous. Alright, this is an interesting play. So I have a monster with 15, he has a monster with 15. We both kind of get an effect, but the fact that I can actually summon another monster, fuel my graveyard so I can actually summon that Raven Wing, get back my Whitebeard so I have a discard for next turn is pretty crucial. And by the way, I knew this was a Nail Shaddoll Ariel. The reason why I attacked over it, first of all, there's two reasons. First of all, so he has a water monster on the field, so I can make the Link monster at any time. I don't know if I remembered about this, but the other reason is also if he eventually gets to banish cards. I didn't know this was an Imperm, it could have been something else. Well, at least he's not going to have like an Ariel that he can just flip to have a resource. So that would have been like really, really bad for me. And Jesus, I'm lagging again. Anyways, so yeah, Whitebeard, recycle, and then make the Link. Equip back my guy, which doesn't really change anything. Said the Crackdown. Crackdown was so good against him, man. Crackdown the Anaconda here. He's going to set a monster, which obviously is the Ariel that I didn't know about. And he's going to set a card here, so it's obvious that it's Imperm. But during his end phase, I can just use the effect of the Link, which is Ashable, by the way. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't hurt me or anything. It just slows me down a little tiny bit, but makes you use like a full resource for that. And this, like, when you think about it, it looks like it's double value, like, oh, I negated your monster and I got back Anaconda, but it really isn't the case because the thing is, this is still a continuous effect that applies continuously to the monster that I'm trying to steal, so when this Crackdown will get unnegated during the end phase, or I guess during the end of the turn, well, I'm going to get back Anaconda, so he technically didn't do anything outside of prevent me from linking off into like access code and stuff like that, which besides wouldn't haven't changed anything. Imperm just, I mean, at this point his hand traps, it's not what's going to save him. Even Shaddoll Fusion can't save him. I have Ash, I have Skullmeister in case he actually somehow gets like really far. But yeah, I just pass. I mean, yeah, he passes. I'm obviously going to have game at this point. Raven Wing, recycle back Redbird. I think this is Redbird, yes. And then, yeah, make Blackbird, and then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 equip. All of my monsters gonna gain like a bunch of attack. This is like 15,000 damage, because I have 4 monsters that can attack, and the Link monster can use its effect during the battle phase to summon an additional monster and then equip something, which is going to boost my other monsters by 500 thanks to the field spell. So pretty freaking sick. Let's get into the next one. Alright, I'm going second again. Yes, Cendrillon, but this hand sucks. It's not good whatsoever. I don't know why he made the Artemis. You're transforming an 800 attack into another 800 attack. And then, yeah, Super Poly, whatever, Rishal Incarnation, double El Shaddoll Fusion, Invocation that doesn't do anything. I don't like this. I guess this is the issue with the Magistus path, is that you're playing 3 extra Invocations with 3 Cendrillon, but then the issue is that when you don't draw, your Shaddoll monster, well, technically, yeah, it's like a 2-card combo, it's kind of reliable. Okay, sure, yeah, the guy did get very unlucky with this. Another really bad top deck. I feel bad, because now, it's not like I can proactively play really well, because he has 3 back row, and I don't want to kind of start wasting my good cards, so I'm like, hesitant a bit, but he lets way too many of my cards resolve successfully, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to go for a push now. It's a little better now. And this is obviously not game, he still has 200, I set 1 and pass, and finally he has the good top deck that he needed. So yeah, Super Poly, Construct, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, that's exactly what he needed. So now I can negate by, my monster is not equipped, so I can't search, unfortunately. I could have used Skullmeister when I think about it, but I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. I didn't really care about this monster too much, and I know for a fact that there is no way he can just jump over every single one of my monsters. I mean, I didn't know he had a freaking El Shaddoll Fusion here, but by going Dragma Punishment, by the way, I had to save this for last because I do summon from the extra deck during my opponent's turn, so this has to always be saved up for last. But I knew that popping the Squamata was the right play here because he didn't have any other Shaddoll monsters. Otherwise, I mean, he would have played like 10 years ago, obviously. So yeah, Gravity Controller, Skullmeister, boom, you're dead. Invocation doesn't do jack, and if I can just attack you, it's game. I think I'm just gonna go for the Disrespect, Extravagance, draw 2. Yeah, as long as I don't overcommit. I mean, there's no overcommitting. I know it's a Magistus Invocation. It's not like I was gonna say like, oh, I'd have to prevent getting Nibirued or something. But yeah, anyways, next replay. Alright, look at our opening's hand. So I have Ash, my opponent has Extravagance. He's going to use it, and I'm going to Ash it just to get my ass gamad. And on top of that, the cherry on the cake is that he had Dimension Shifter, which was like double annoying. So he draws 2, summons for like Gamma and Driver, draws the nuts, the field spell that searches a card. So look, yes, freaking, it looks like he's playing a deck that has a lot of meta potential. It looks like it because he has so many cards in his hand, but at the same time, it's just Gamma and Extravagance doing all the job. To be fair, this card is really good. It's gonna search. Wait, hold on. No, this is only the searcher and it's level 5. It kind of sucks, actually. The Sling 3, it's too much effort just to negate a card. This is just a monster reborn, but at the same time, it revives a monster that revives another monster from the banished. This will actually special summon a monster from the deck by banishing a security force from your hand. I don't really care too much. So yeah, I can actually banish it with Mork because he tried to negate my Pancratops, which wasn't the play he was supposed to do. And I was still under Dimension Shifter, so I couldn't actually pitch the White Bird. Unfortunately, I had to pitch my redundant, well, my shipyard, I guess. And now I can actually search another shipyard, trigger my White Bird finally because it's his turn, summon Red Bird, and use its effect to get my Lise, 2000 defense. I don't know why he redeclared the attack, and obviously there's no way he wins. I just have like an engine going, I have booty, and I can actually just keep playing from there. Dimension Shifter doesn't do jack, and this guy just also doesn't do anything. Just, yeah, a bunch of garbage. So let's get into the final replay. Alright, I'm going second, and what I like a lot about this Plunder Patrol deck is that as long as I'm not playing against an unfair degenerate deck that like ended up with like an insane board, I feel like I can always kind of play through my opponent's board, especially since these cards are kind of proactive. I mean, Crackdown is a trap card, so it's like a reactive proactive card, and Pancratops, I mean, it's obviously useless going first, but at the same time, duels kind of take longer now because there's no more like super turn 1 FTK. Obviously, you can get ahead by a Vanity's Ruler and stuff, but this is why Crackdown is so good. Like, you steal their Vanity's Ruler, they're under their own Vanity's Ruler. So, ironically, in this context, Vanity's Fiend would be better than Vanity's Ruler, because when you Crackdown it, you're also under the Vanity's Fiend, but the Vanity's Ruler is kind of just one-sided, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I already explained this, but yeah, now I can actually just pop this guy. So he went like neck 2. He thinks he's actually gonna go somewhere, but he's not. I'm just gonna crack down his ass. Once again, just transform the monsters that I steal with the freaking Link monster, which is Insanity. Draw 1 card, summon another Lise. What is this? What is this, man? This is only turn 4. Look at my board. What is this? Oh my god, absolutely fantastic. I love this deck so much, honestly. I'm just going to keep like experimenting with it because I feel like there's definitely much more hidden potential that I just never really discovered because I don't really spend enough time on just decks that I don't know about. But yeah, anyways, if you guys have any comments or feedback or suggestions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.